Queensland Premier David Crisafulli has emphasised the state's reliance on its newer coal-fired power stations to bolster his opposition to the federal coalition's nuclear power policy. He highlighted that Queensland boasts the youngest coal-fired power fleet in Australia, which, alongside renewable energy sources, is instrumental in reducing energy costs for residents. Calling for a mature, fact-based discussion on energy policy during the federal election campaign, Crisafulli criticised the tendency for debates to devolve into petty political exchanges. In an interview with ABC's 7.30, the Premier welcomed the Albanese government's $7.2 billion commitment to cover 80% of the costs for upgrading the Bruce Highway. He expressed gratitude for the funding, stressing the road's critical importance as a lifeline for two-thirds of Queenslanders, providing safe travel and economic stability in regional areas. He noted that this announcement aligns with similar commitments made previously by federal opposition leader Peter Dutton, underscoring bipartisan support for the state's infrastructure needs. Crisafulli highlighted the establishment of an independent advisory council to ensure that funding decisions for the Bruce Highway upgrades are made transparently and free from political interference. He criticised past short-term political approaches to infrastructure and called for proper planning to deliver projects on time and within budget. Labeling the Bruce Highway a national embarrassment and death trap, the Premier stressed the importance of a long-term vision for such critical projects. Although Crisafulli was not present at Prime Minister Anthony Albanese's announcement in Gympie, reportedly due to not being invited, he expressed strong support for the funding pledge. The Premier emphasised that his focus remains on advocating for Queensland's needs, irrespective of political affiliations. Prime Minister Albanese reciprocated by noting his constructive approach to working with leaders across the political spectrum, including Crisafulli. On the nuclear energy debate, Crisafulli pointed to Queensland's rising electricity costs, which surged 19.99% over the past year, 3 times the national average. He reaffirmed his commitment to maximising the operation of coal-fired power stations while exploring renewable energy solutions, such as pumped hydro storage, to lower power prices. The Premier called for a rational discussion on nuclear energy, steering clear of divisive rhetoric. In the legal domain, Queensland Attorney General Deb Frecklington has filed notices of appeal in 2 high-profile cases, citing manifestly inadequate sentencing outcomes that fail to meet community expectations. One case involves a 13-year-old who, while driving a stolen car at speeds of up to 200 km per hour, caused a crash on the Fraser Coast in 2023 that claimed the lives of 3 individuals: nurse Shea Robertson, 52, Kelsey Davies, 17, and Pastor Michael Chandler, 29. A 4th victim, Caleb Barons, 23, sustained critical injuries. Despite the severity of the incident, the juvenile was sentenced to just 6 years detention and is expected to be released in a little over 2 years. The second case involves Brock Andrew McDonald, accused of assaulting and unlawfully detaining a young woman in October 2023. McDonald pleaded guilty and received a sentence of 2.5 years, though he was released on parole in December after serving 413 days. Frecklington has described both sentences as inadequate, and Premier Crisafulli has strongly supported the decision to appeal, stating the penalties are lenient and out of step with community standards. Crisafulli also referenced the state's strengthened youth crime laws, introduced under the LNP government before Christmas, which allow offenders as young as 10 to face adult sentencing for severe crimes, including mandatory life sentences for murder and manslaughter. These laws, he argued, reflect the government's seriousness about tackling youth crime. In closing, Premier Crisafulli reaffirmed his determination to leverage the federal election to secure essential resources for Queensland. He praised the collaborative efforts between state and federal governments, emphasising that mutual respect and assertiveness yield positive outcomes. Crisafulli noted that funding commitments for the Bruce Highway and other infrastructure projects serve as a testament to the power of bipartisan support in addressing the state's needs. As always, I'll keep you updated on these developments. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more insights into the latest Australian news.